Hello and welcome to the World of Tanks. I'm going to start off with a sneeze. No, I'm not. Saved it. Hello to all of you.
I'm start
CabbageMechanic, and this is
trying to fix my hair.
TragicLoss, and she's fixing her hair.
Yeah.
So, happy news today. We announced the release of the new common test. We're going to be covering that in detail.
You're less orange today.
I'm less orange today, apparently. Probably because I'm getting more of the light for some reason.
No, I actually changed your settings.
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to make you look.
But yeah, thanks for stopping by. We're going to cover the common test changes. We'll be answering your questions, playing some World of Tanks, and, you know, having some laughs.
Yes.
So shout out to all of you who came by. Unknown Gamer on YouTube says, "Hey Wargaming, that video about the amazing MS1 made me laugh." Well, I don't know why it would make you laugh. The Master Sniper 1 is in fact the most overpowered tank in the game.
It's true.
I've
fought against it, and it has destroyed me every single time. But no, so we're going to be going over some of the patch notes, or well, rather the common test notes. So we're going to be looking at Cabbage's screen. So we're going to go ahead and do that once he brings up the. No, you swapped. Wait, yes, no, you're right.
Wait,
hold
on.
Wait.
Did it?
Ta-da!
Update 1.1. Update 1.5.1. The common test. We have a fancy video for you here. If you want to watch that, we're not going to show it on stream because we're too entertaining for that. It's so
you have so much faith in us.
Something important to note. If we did a video for this, this is likely going to be the last phase of the common test before the rollout. So if you want to try out the rebalances of these two tanks, one important thing to note: we did drop the AMX 30B from this micro patch. We're still going to be addressing the AMX 30B, but we really are focusing on the Leopard 1 and the STB 1, so we're dropping it to just those two for this micro patch. And there have been more changes. You want to talk about those?
So some of the things that we've gone and changed for Common Test 1.5.1, we obviously introduced, or rather reintroduced, Kharkov. So currently, Kharkov, which we will be showing you guys a little map run through. So we're going to be hopping into a training room, and we're going to be showing off not only the Leopard 1, but we're also going to be showing off the STB 1. Here are some statistics that are right above me that are about the Leopard 1, but essentially we're going to do a run through of Kharkov. We're going to show off those two tanks, and we're going to be answering other questions that you guys may have.
Yep. So here we got into the patch notes. We're going to be talking about the changes real quick. Also important to note that one of the reasons the 30B was dropped is we're also covering the Tier 8 through and Tier 9 vehicles for these two lines, as well as a couple of the premiums. I believe the STA2, right?
Yes.
Is the Japanese Tier 8 medium premium getting some love, as well as the Mutts.
Yes.
The glorious Mutts. But the ones that we all care about, the Tier 10s, the Leopard is getting that new APCR standard shell with incredibly fast velocity of 1,480 meters a second, penetration of 278, and the special shell is going from heat to APCR. Some people don't like that. Heat doesn't lose its penetration over range. I get it. But the APCR here is going to be 1,600 meters a second, and it's going to have a penetration value of 323 meters. This is going to be one of the fastest, most dangerous rounds in the game, and you should be able to penetrate at least medium to soft targets at distance, and you'll definitely be able to hit them with that incredibly fast shell velocity. The tank is getting more accurate while it moves and while it doesn't. Dispersion's going down a little bit. Your reload's going up a little bit to compensate, but you're also getting a higher alpha, and unfortunately the HP pull is still going down, which I know some people don't like, but really trying to emphasize that long distance play here from the Leopard 1.
I'm gonna slightly move out of the way. There we go. Oh,
so
had to duck to try and get that in.
The changes on the Prototype A and the Indian Panzer are going to basically reflect the changes to the Tier 10, as well as the Schwarzpanzer. All these vehicles are being lumped in together as the prototype tanks for the Leopard 1. And then real quick to the STA1, the STA2, and the STB1 is the big one we care about. The Hydropneumatic Suspension has been added, so go on the test server and check that out. It's essentially all the changes are being changed to be just buffs, which I know the first wave had a little bit more. We were saying rebalance. Some of you didn't like that. Well, now it's a buff. Look at it. We have new suspension, more accurate during traverse, Still slightly more dispersion here, but it's not a lot. Faster reload, you're trading a little bit of alpha for that, I believe, but in general, it's going to be a solid buff here for the STB-1 and the other tech tree tanks in that line. So good news for the fans of the Japanese mediums. And then we have a new map as well as the balance changes. Well, it's not a new map, it's the return of an old map, and it's Kharkov. Did you like Kharkov before the changes?
It was interesting. Like, I hated it if I played anything other than, like, a heavy on it, mostly because it was so heavily, like, walled off that, you know, lights only had a very limited amount of space to play in if you look in the top left-hand corner. And that area essentially didn't matter too much. It was kind of a second... It was kind of an afterthought. If you did anything else in the rest of the map, that corner didn't really matter. It didn't really do much for you, especially since there were shooting lanes essentially about where your cursor was, where people could shoot
because this is a depressed area.
Yeah, so
people could stay up here and up here. And
exactly, they had the high ground, Anakin.
Here. Yeah, Tree showed me that.
And so
and
essentially,
here's the new version. We'll slide it over using this handy widget.
Yes. So now it's like kind of a reverse Runeberg is what I've been saying. So you got the city on that side, and then you have this wide open area that's kind of like Mervanka. So Mervanka has that kind of like raised area, and we are going to be going over this in a training room. So essentially this area and this little ditch right here that you can kind of see to my right, that is a trench. So that kind of separates the two halves of the map. It's also a path from one side of the map to the other side of the map, so you're going to be able to go between the two bases using that trench, but it's most likely going to be highly contested. And then obviously you kind of have the two halves where medium tanks and light tanks can kind of run around over here, and then you get your heavy tanks, and some mediums could actually probably go into the city, but...
Yeah, so we'll have to see if it shakes out. I do feel like some of the changes we made like this, whoever's heavy tanks win the city usually have an advantage. We'll see if that's true for Kharkov.
Yeah.
But you can see some of the Pilsen philosophy here, and also important to note, the size of Kharkov has been increased to a full kilometer by kilometer. I think it was 800 by 800 before.
Something like that.
So it's going to have more space out here. But yeah, most of that, of course, is going to the open area here in the west. But still, it's nice. We you know, small maps are less fun, especially at higher tiers. So more big maps, more good news.
Yeah.
And we also have one other small cool feature that's part of this update, the addition of session stats.
Yes.
Many of you use mods for this stuff. Now it's going to be native in the client. You've heard that story before. So many of you love that mod. We looked at the functionality and thought, you know, that's a pretty smart mod, and we're going to incorporate the function into the base game. Now, when you play random battles, you will see this pop up, and it'll have all your average stats and your performance and your credit earning and losses. And you can also be able to break it down by vehicle, so there won't be any question as to the specifics. So, very cool stuff.
Yeah. So, by the way, you guys, if you are in World of Tanks and you are on the Common Test server, go ahead and jump into our training room. All you have to do is go into World of Tanks. So if we want to swap to our actual PC views, or swap to my view, actually. So essentially, if you guys want to join our training room, I have a training room. We are in our deputy accounts, so that way you guys can kind of see what we're doing, or rather. But you guys can go ahead and join the training room. I'm going to leave it open for now. We're going to spend a couple of minutes waiting for people if you want to join. Otherwise, that way we can kind of explore the map. We're going to actually just go in real quick. You guys can join the waiting room, and we'll come back out to pick you guys up.
Also important to note, with the re-release of Kharkov, the Kharkov music has been released. If you're a fan of World of Tanks music, we've done a lot of work with the Prague Symphony Orchestra. That's where a lot of that awesome sounding music, especially from Swamp, I know everybody loves the banjo on the Swamp music.
Dude, I love
everyone loves it. But yeah, the Kharkov music is really cool, so if you're a fan of the orchestral sounds of World
also
of
not
Tanks...
Swamp.
You're right.
It's Live Oaks.
Live Oaks, correct.
Yeah.
My bad.
Alright.
So yeah, and for those of you who are interested in checking out these updates right now, the link to the Common Test client, it is an entirely separate game client, and these changes will be coming to the live server soon, so don't feel any pressure. But if you do want to try out the common test, the link is in the article that is at the top of the news portal right now.
Yes.
And I'm sure Crazy Boop, who is our friend helping us moderate chat today, could post a link in there at his leisure. And by leisure, I mean as soon as possible.
So there's this nice little area right here that I think
Are you in the
is
trench
a
as
good.
well?
Yeah, I'm in the trench.
So we're not going to shoot each other.
No, we're not
Yeah.
going to shoot each other.
Yeah.
Because if we kill each other, then we won't be able to explore.
But this trench is really cool because it's like a battle line, right? So you
It
have
is.
these sandbags, and there's fortified positions with artillery pieces and anti-aircraft guns behind them.
Can you leap up on top of it from the bottom?
Get up there.
Yeah. Because I can.
with-
At speed.
With some speed, probably.
Yeah. Try running up. Because I was able to hop the cliff.
Maybe if I go.
There's probably a few tanks that have the speed to be
yeah,
able
I think
to
at
hop
speed I
that.
can do it.
But this will be real difficult to get up. If you're a heavy tank or anything, I don't think you'll be able to hop it, which will be a good thing to note. You have a little bit of
There we
maneuverability
go. I was able to
around
get over
this area.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this plays a lot like the eastern side of Pilsen does now with those pole hills.
Ooh,
But the
yeah.
hills are all smaller, shorter. A little bit steeper, but smaller and shorter. So hopefully it'll get a little bit
It's
faster.
like a skate rink.
So based on
It's
the
very reminiscent of like a
oh,
bowl.
I see the bowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's more cover here and more terrain altitude change than you can tell from the top-down map.
Yeah, I feel like
so
same.
I think there's actually. Let's get over here by the red light and see how that looks.
Okay, let's swap to your view so that way we can see what you're talking about.
Okay, I just want to
Gonna
see over here in the
kinda-
red line. So the changes in elevation are important. This breaks up the firing lines for tank destroyers, so you don't have that camping Death Star hit you just because you're trying to play a little more aggressively and move up the map. You have some options here to get a little closer. Ooh, look at this bush right here in
Ooh.
Fox 2. This is going to be a great spotting bush.
Oh, you know what? There's a rival bush on this side as well.
Look at that symmetry.
So I
Fantastic.
have this one that's kind of like right in front of you. Well, it is right in front of you. This one. This one's pretty
so
nice.
those are definitely parallels. And then you can see the symmetry on the other side too. They even have ruins in the same spot on the hills
Yeah.
behind them. The ruins they look slightly different, so there's some aesthetic difference, which is nice.
Yeah.
But, very cool. I think this will be a fun battleground for mediums, and I do think that the tank destroyers on the support hills back here are going to be able to do some pretty heavy damage if that's where they go.
If you guys want a link to download the common test, all you have to do is go to the main article for the update 1.1 or 1.5.1, and there's a nice button that says join the common test, and essentially there's another button that asks you to, or that sends you to a guide as to how to install the common test, and you're gonna still click on that link. You're gonna go ahead and install the exe, and it'll automatically download using your Wargaming Game Center. So you absolutely have to have the WGC in order to be able to download the common test server. So keep that in mind. If you don't have the if you don't have WGC, you have to download it to download the common test server.
So let's try out real quick. I want to see that new pneumatic suspension on the STB. Check that extra gun depression. Oh yeah. Okay. Look at that. That's cool.
Ooh.
So I don't remember the exact. I think you get up to, is it 13 degrees of depression with the addition of the suspension?
I thought it was about 12.
Yeah, it might be.
Something
we'll have to
about
pull
that.
up the numbers and get the specific numbers, but definitely looks like you'll have a little more to play with. And just the circle. Well, this is a 9-skull crew because it's on the sheriff account, but
Yeah.
The dispersion. I mean, I'm not going to shoot you right now, but it's much better than the
Here,
current STB.
I'll sit still. You can shoot above me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's definitely the gun handling on this. It's definitely the quality of life for the STB one is going up a lot. I like it.
Ooh, man, that shell. Oh,
Ah, gotcha.
that shell
right.
velocity is great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Load up your new premium APCR shell. Excuse
Oh, I don't.
me.
I didn't load
You didn't
premium.
load any special rounds.
No, I did not.
premium rounds.
No.
Special rounds.
Aw, I was trying to see if I could track you, but you moved.
Dragon Skill says possible to use the temporary deputy count common test. I think so.
Yeah.
It depends on when they took. So the way they do the test servers is they take basically a screenshot of the player roster and then import it into the test server. So depending on when that screenshot was taken, you'll be able to.
Yeah. Ooh, that is a cliff. Oh no!
Did you go down?
I survived. I'm glad nobody saw that.
Yeah, which cliff did you go down? So
I went right there.
Okay.
That is
yeah,
where
so
I was.
those support hills on the west there.
I had to hard reverse to not like leap off, but we still have those soapy rocks. So.
Hey everybody, 13 Disciple popping in Twitch. Zuki says the Indian Panzer buff is okay. It's better than nothing. Well, yeah, I mean that's.
World of Tanks Premium is not a part of the console world. That is because they are kind of different.
Terminator asks if you're doing platoons today.
I don't know. Do you want to do platoons?
We could do platoons after we get back on the live server.
I guess we'll do platoons today.
But yeah, and then
so let's explore cities.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut back to mine real quick just because I want to show off this aesthetic. This Soviet bloc aesthetic is really great to see in the new renderer. I definitely we'll see how it plays out. Better players than me will determine the meta, but at least it looks fantastic.
Ooh,
very cool. Did you find something cool?
Go up this. No.
You're trying to break into buildings?
No, I'm not trying to break into buildings. I'm trying to leap over and into things.
One thing that's nice is this this circle area
could do this.
that on the old map was huge and like just allowed players to get trapped in it because there's so many firing lanes in. It's a lot smaller now, so you can actually use this as a way to you duck through here and then poke into the middle. Stay near this random. What is burning in there? Just the floor?
Everything.
Okay. Well, the flag is burning.
Oh.
Okay, the flag is what's the
Are you
fuel.
sure?
And you know, big
oh,
cool Soviet
that's
architecture.
Solid no.
And then there's still some familiar Kharkov themes here. This middle arch setup is basically the same. It's just smaller. The proportions are different.
There's still also nice barrier walls everywhere that are kind of still reminiscent of the old Kharkov, which if you guys kind of remember, like this shooting lane of like the half circle bit.
Show off that shell velocity. You didn't load any special
go super far away and I'll just shoot.
I'll be on the move. What is that right there?
That is a Mark 1.
Why is there a Mark 1 in Kharkov?
I have no idea.
The Mark 1 is a World War I tank making an appearance in Kharkov for some reason, so...
Alright. Oh, I hit the tank in front
You gotta hit me, come on, you gotta show it off.
Okay, well you're flying behind, like...
Here we go.
You're flying behind... Here, let's swap to my view. So you're kind of flying behind.
Wow, that was really fast.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the shell. And that was the standard round?
That was the standard round.
So the APCR is going 200 meters a second faster than that. Look how fast that is. That's ridiculous.
Like, it's almost instantaneous across, like, at least a few hundred meters.
And then on the move, you should be able to take some shots at this.
Yeah. Ooh, that's super accurate still.
Yeah. That was so fast you actually fired in front of me because I wasn't moving. Well, I'm a big fan of the Leopard. I know that some people on the dev team are as well, so hopefully this works out, because we all know the Leopard 1 has not been in a great place up until recently. Let's get out of here and get back to the lobby, where I think we might have some people waiting, and if not, we can just head into the live server. You will win the duel. Probably you, because you shot me already.
But yes, so we are answering questions. Sorry guys, we were just covering all of the stuff in terms of Kharkov and also a bit of Common Test 1.5.1. We are on the Common Test server, so if you guys are trying to join, cool, awesome. We will drag you guys onto teams.
Crisco joined, but he left.
Yeah, I know, right?
Major Tom says the screen keeps buffering. Oh, sorry, Major Tom.
Oh, no.
Hey, our upload's good today so far.
Why are PS4 accounts so different from PC? Isn't Wargaming have the platform for developing the game on the same skins? No, essentially... Oh, alright. It's Leopard and STB versus Leopard and STB.
Thanks for joining, Zuki and Crisco.
But essentially,
have ourselves a duel here.
The devs had to completely rework the World of Tanks at the base level, essentially, to be able to move World of Tanks from PC to console, and so there's not a they're like essentially nothing is similar. Like they're two vastly different games at this point.
Yep, two completely different teams, two completely different game engines, two completely different backends.
Yep.
We've talked about this on the stream a lot, but it's not as simple as flipping a switch and then everything is shared between them. It's actually incredibly complicated.
So we're not going to be fighting, by the way.
Oh,
We're exploring.
We just okay. All right.
I mean, if you want to fight, we can.
Well, I'm gonna follow Zugi here and do what he does. If he starts fighting, I'll fight.
All right. I'm down.
Eric says, Cabbage, why don't the deputies have the Swedish mediums unlocked? I gotta burn precious XP credits and gold to unlock. Buy and train crews into that. Precious sheriff credits XP. We'll make sure you have enough gold. I think it's probably because when the accounts were created, the Swedish mediums weren't in the game yet. And then they've been basically in stasis since the last sheriff event. So they don't have any of the new tech tree stuff added. So sorry about that. Please feel free to use the free XP we put on the account to unlock them. There's nothing else to use it on. So you should be good. Crisco said in chat here, I like this map, was sad when it got removed. Well, hopefully you like the remake. It is pretty radically different than the old one. Yeah, that is a good push, for sure. William says, any news on fixes for the aim bug when aiming at bridges and frontline and randoms? Yeah, William, I actually was told that that was going to be fixed in the most recent patch. And I have also been able to confirm that it does not appear to have been fixed. So might be back to the drawing board on that one. Unfortunately, we rolled out a fix and it didn't work. So I'm going to have to figure out why the fix didn't work. Hopefully it was just a small problem that we can get fixed quickly.
Oh no.
Just try regeneration in each other.
Maybe.
Nobody's killing each other, we're shooting each other. Let's see. Shane on Facebook says, PC greater than console. I mean, I personally agree. Nothing wrong with console. Nothing wrong at all, if you're a console person. But this is a PC gaming channel, and we talk and prefer PC games here, so shout out to all PC game.
Wow, use your gun depression. Man.
Let's see. Unknown Gamer says, Unknown Gamer, I saw you calling for a London map later. I hear you. That would be cool. We can put that suggestion in. We are still working on bringing some of the older maps up to the new renderer. So I think that's the main focus right now, but London would definitely be a cool idea for a map.
Alright, so we can now essentially go back to Garage and we'll hop into a platoon together. We'll invite people on the Common Test server. If you have the Common Test server, we'll do a nice platoon with you guys. So I will quickly open up our
I want to try the leopard
platoons.
now. Give it a shot. Although it's going to be a little bit skewed because of the crews on these accounts.
Yeah, a little bit.
See ya,
It's fine.
lady.
It's fine.
Watt number 1 fan asks, tanks for Bonds ETA. Unfortunately, still no update since Tuesday on that. It's not going to be a part of 1.5.1, so it's a little beyond our scope at the moment.
By the way, I posted the link for you guys to add yourself to the waitlist. Guys, we're on the Common Test server. If you don't have it, we're going to skip you. Just automatically. But we are going to be playing some of the reworked tanks, so that includes the Leopard one, the STB one, and their tanks leading up to it.
Cutting back to my screen really quick. Somebody in chat, sorry I missed it, asked what the penetration... Oh, Lucky the Sniper on Twitch. What's the penetration of the Leo's premium APCR at 500 meters? We talked about the bad infographics from the first changes, so it'll be important to note here. Bringing it up right now. The DM23 APCR round is going to have a penetration of 315 at 500 meters. So it's actually not losing. The fall off is not that bad at all. 323 at 100 meters, you're only losing 8 points of penetration out to 500. So it's the high velocity is holding on to that penetrating power just because the energy is so high. Dabasaur says, any plans for the Mark of Excellence trackers and ARM? I believe that we have discussed that, and it might even be on the roadmap. So I want to say yes, but I would have to confirm it, and if the yes is conditional, that it won't be in the next immediate patch. Millman says, when y'all going to upload the Kharkov soundtrack? I believe it's already on the content article.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
So if you go to the news portal and check it here, one of our mods can hopefully get you. That is on
I
YouTube.
did post our stream schedule and FAQ. Essentially, the FAQ has a lot of answers to questions that I see are being posted in chat currently, including things about balancing. One specific one that I saw was about the E100. A question about that is already in the FAQ. Please read that before you post any questions, because a lot of them are already answered in that FAQ. So check it out first. If you don't see your question, then feel free to ask it. So
real quick, Exorcist on Twitch had a question here that a couple other people echoed. I know that the airstrikes already spotting reserves on frontline are meant to create battle atmosphere, but I think Wargaming has overlooked how much it really decreases the fun of frontlines. It's very overwhelming. I think it's a matter of realism over enjoyment. Hey, Exorcist, thanks for bringing up that point. We can pass that feedback on as a part of our... we always submit feedback reports on every frontline episode, but this one's a little more important because we actually made changes this time, and we can make sure that that gets in that report. I agree with you to an extent. You've seen me on stream get hit by RD, and then 3 different RD consumables.
You've been hit by.
Or airstrike consumables.
You've been struck by.
Yeah, there are definitely situations
Smooth artillery.
where it decreases the fun, I agree.
But no, guys, make sure you check out the FAQ, and So Slow, I know you made those commands, but I'm currently on Restream, and Restream, I would have to make more than a couple of button clicks to be able to post that.
Frank says it's TragicLoss and Orange Mechanic.
Orange Mechanic. I'm gonna change your name to Orange Mechanic.
That's fine. Citrus, baby, yeah.
Do you want to ready up your STB one, and we can go ahead and try out the Leopard and the Stubbe one?
I actually gotta put some stuff on real quick, but yes. Redbeard says, didn't get deputy, maybe I shouldn't have TK'd that guy who shot me twice. Redbeard, it probably wasn't the TK. It was, you probably, unfortunately, just missed the cutoff. Crazy Boop gave out those accounts yesterday, and unfortunately, we really appreciate everyone who volunteered, but we have way more interest than we do slots, I believe. So Lorio Burr, I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it. Tragic and Cabbage, I got my free IS-3A t-shirt and bought the second design also. The quality of these t-shirts are top notch. I'm glad to hear that. Up. This Amazon thing we're doing is relatively new, but it gives us the opportunity to print a lot of different kinds of shirts. And you said you got both IS-3A shirts? That's awesome. The washing machine one I wasn't a fan of at first, but the dad joke did grow on me eventually. Oh, man. Did we not get anybody for the platoon? No, unfortunately not, I don't believe. We'll grab someone. Okay, so we have Tiger Master Matt. So we'll pick you up in the next platoon. I hope you're on the common test server, because if you're not, we're going to send you an invite, and you're going to be like, oh no, I don't have the common test server, and I'm going to shame you. For Free Ass does Cabbage stream. I've thought about starting to do some stuff on my own channel, but to be honest, guys, I'm really pretty busy right now. I don't think I'd be able to do a regular stream on my personal channel at the moment, but if I do, I'll let you know. Tragic streams, usually it's RuneScape, though. I love RuneScape. I'm actually going for a 99 skill, so it's going to be my next goal. Lucky Sniper says heat is better ammo for long range, no penetration drop over distance. Yeah, I hear you, Lucky. I to an extent I agree, but man, the APCR on the Leopard is going to lose 8 points of penetration to 500 meters, and it's going to be moving at 1,600 meters a second. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to pen the front of the Super Heavies, but everything else you should be able to hit at max draw distance and penetrate. We'll see how it shakes out. I'll load some premium special rounds here, and we'll test them out. Guys, if you're trying to join the platoon, currently we're on the common test server, but we will be hopping back onto the live server after this. We did just kind of want to show you guys essentially the changes that are happening to the Leopard, and the changes that are happening to the STB, as well as the reintroduction of Kharkov. Hopefully we'll get it. I think it's a great looking map. I missed that shot, but part of that is my sniper view is bound to the wrong button. See, I'm just having issues because my settings are all borked up. Yep. Including my sniper aim, which has way too much
There we
Yeah,
go.
wait,
Like
sensitivity.
way too high.
Yeah, I just
like
noticed that too.
ridiculously high.
I gotta lower that a bit.
Ooh,
Alright,
that's
there you
way
go.
too much. Alright, I gotta.
You
turn
don't
that
realize
back
how
down.
much you personalize your settings until you try and play on a blank
Oh, I
client.
know. Oh gosh.
William Magruder says, are there any plans to take another look at wheeled tanks? I fire around half the size of the wheeled tanks and get a critter bounce. Yes, I mean, I can't say plans at the moment, but we definitely have... Oh, boy, I mean, boo-boo. We definitely are still looking and watching the performance of those vehicles. Last stream, I mentioned something that our devs like to do. I will admit, we're pretty slow about bounces. We try and be careful. We've made some mistakes in the past where we really are keen on not repeating. And one of the things we usually wait for before nerfing a tier 10 is waiting for the player population that has the new tier 10 to become a little more general, because the people who immediately get the new tier 10s tend to be higher skill and more experienced, and they have a bunch of free XP saved up they use to blitz down the line. So we don't want to take those stats without seeing how it's performing with players of other skill levels.
Oh, I got 4,005.
But oh no, that's no good.
Ooh.
But we
That
are
sucks.
we're definitely still closely watching the performance of the wheeled vehicles.
Let's swap to you.
Well,
I'm gonna force you to do that.
I'm probably gonna die up here once these tanks push around the side. They sent a lot of people east. And
So guys, the shirt that I forget your username. The shirt that they were talking about was essentially if you bought the IS3A, you also
in a
got
specific bundle.
Yeah, in a specific bundle, you also got a T-shirt. So.
And that's going to be something we now that we have this Amazon store set up, we're going to be trying to do that for most of the new vehicles. The IS3A wasn't new, but it was the first time it was sold since its rebalance. Ooh, 461 on that shot. There we go.
Nice.
I like that. You didn't like it. I liked it. Depression hurt me a little bit here, but I can get shots in, put him out. Man, that velocity.
The bond
is just
shop was not scrapped, guys. It's literally in the game. Yeah. Like, it's literally in the game. The only thing that hasn't arrived yet is tanks. Yeah. Is tanks in the bond shop.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm actually impressed by the amount of comments we get about that. I mean, the demand is clearly higher than I think we thought it would be.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bond shop vehicles is not canceled, guys. Still coming. Hold on to your butts.
Just a little bit of patience, guys. A little bit of patience.
I mean, I get it. We all want to get that. If you don't have a Death Star,
yeah,
and you know that you're going to be able to buy a Death Star.
Oh man.
Or
like the Foch. The Foch.
Yeah, let's be honest. Everyone wants.
I know everyone wants the Death Star, but the Foch is pretty good too. TragicLoss, would you rather play Blitz on mobile or World of Tanks console if you couldn't play World of Tanks PC? I would probably play World of Tanks console, honestly. Partially because I would prefer not to have a overly simplified version of World of Tanks, so.
Oh, ouch. I would say, oh, that was dumb. I should have waited to get unspotted. I would like to add on to Tragic's most recent comment. For a mobile game, Blitz is incredibly complicated.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
Kind of how Blitz found its niche is when Blitz came out, which was 5 years ago now.
Man, it's that old.
Yeah, wow. I think it's probably wrong about that exactly. It might even be older. But there weren't a lot of 3D action like multiplayer games on mobile stores that had the level of complexity that Blitz did, and that's changed since. Obviously, you have games like Fortnite Mobile and PUBG Mobile that are just as complicated for sure. But when Blitz came out, it was actually kind of unique. There wasn't anything nearly as complicated. Everything was a lot more basic usually. So shout out to Blitz, the Blitz team. I mean, that's cool for a mobile game. For a mobile game.
I think your sound's still not working.
Yeah, it's still not working.
Yeah.
I'm actually just going to take my earplug out.
All right. No worries.
I've given up on that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is go into Banana and
change it.
And adjust the settings, yeah.
Here.
So we'll toggle back over to my dead tank and we'll watch that while I try and go to menu and do load settings. It's close to the top. There you go. Click sound settings. Cool. Now, hopefully when you open World of Tanks, you'll be able to hear things. No? Still not? Interesting.
I mean, I'm not even getting game sounds in the headset, so...
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, we'll figure it out later. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I'm not super worried.
Yeah, I did actually have a good game. How about that, guys? Like, I went up the middle, did some spotting, helped deal with that push on the side.
Wow, you had a really good game.
Yeah.
I did awful.
CabbageMechanic playing reasonably well on stream. Like, how awesome is that?
For once.
Zago on YouTube says,
STB1.
any plans to rebalance the Chinese mediums, tier 8s, and onwards? They're easily the worst mediums in the game. As an owner of a 1-2-1, I agree completely. And yes, I do believe there are... When I say plans, I mean it's on the list of things to do. I don't mean that there is the changes in place yet. I'm sure we're going to address that line. I'm completely positive of it. And you can expect changes on that line to hit Super Test probably later this year. I don't know exactly when yet. Somebody also mentioned the Tiger 1 earlier. The E100 changes. It's in the FAQ. We've talked about it already. But those are definitely going to happen.
Yeah.
And that whole line, and usually it's tier 8 and up, but I think specifically with the Tiger line, we will be dipping down to the Tiger 1.
How come TragicLoss and Cabbage never use an American tank? Because currently we're trying to cover... For one, I play the T-57 very often.
Yeah,
For two...
I play the M40...
48 patent?
The M46 patent, like, all the time.
But for two, we are also just covering the tanks that were rebalanced in the 1.5.1 common test, which is the STB1, and you know, the tier 8 plus essentially for both the STB1 and the Leopard 1. So we're showing off those. We will definitely be hopping back over to the live server.
Did we
once
get
we're
anyone
ready.
for the 2?
Nah, I'm just gonna wait until we're back on the live server before we invite people for platoons.
Or not said, who's really playing for Cabbage? It was me, I promise.
No, there's
maybe I'm just
someone.
getting used to talking while playing. I've done it enough now that maybe my brain won't go completely dumb in the game anymore. Bing Bing Marauder asks on YouTube, can we play the E100 sometime? I totally want to, but I really suck in the E100. So it hurts worse than usual.
How are you bad in the E100?
E100 is hard to use.
What are you talking about?
What?
What do you mean it's
The
hard to use?
E100 is the highest skill brawler in the game. What are you talking about? The angling the E100, she doesn't know. You guys know. You guys know. E100.
I don't think it's hard to angle the E100. I think you're just bad.
Okay, we'll see if the E100 stats are better.
I don't have the E100.
Captain says play the M48. We will. Right now, we're trying to cover the vehicles that have changes in the common test here.
Yeah.
But definitely, we go back to the when we say the live server, we mean World of Tanks, the U.S. Central server for us. We're currently on the common test server playing the 1.5.
Yeah. That's why our ping is atrocious.
Yeah.
At least it's like relatively stable. Like it's relatively between 100 and 140, which isn't bad for the server literally being in Russia. So
says, let us turn up the beats. Vegetable puns. Fire Hydra says, with upcoming rebalances, please put some respect back in the T-32 heavy. Yeah, I'm with you on that. T-32 needs some love. Fire Hydra. 1, 2, 3, 4. I agree. And I do think that is another line that needs to be addressed by the buffs. Although the T-110E5 did enjoy quite a long run at the top of the meta back in I want to say 2016, 2015 maybe? But that's been a few years, and it really needs to be buffed now. So I just experienced the better hull armor on the STD.
yeah.
Or the better turret armor, sorry. I'm a little bit... hold down here on the bush line, and I just bounced a few shots that the old STV1 definitely would not have bounced.
Nice.
Also, I think was so slow in our last comment test match. I think I saw
maybe?
him drop a comment. I missed it.
Youch. All right.
So said I said hi, but you ignored me and let me die. Oh no, it was talking to Frank Booth. Okay. Frank Booth, come on. 13 Disciple, excuse me, Cabin and Tragic, but I see you are playing 1.5.1 and I'm not seeing any antenna physics.
Sorry, no antenna physics this time around.
Antenna physics are actually the most complicated thing you can program into a game. So, we're really having trouble
like super
getting
complex.
those down. Cabbage, have you never heard that song? Was there a Beats Lettuce song I'm not familiar with? Maybe. Kilroy was here, says, how about renaming General Chat to Loser Chat? Oh, no comment. I will say that we have asked for general chat to be removed, if it's possible.
Removed. Remove general chat.
But yeah, general chat in the game client is a little bit of a mess. Unfortunately, we're not able to moderate that 24/7 like it probably should be. We do catch the people who say bad stuff in there. It just happens after the fact via our bad word detection tools. But yeah, general chat is a bit of a cesspool.
A little bit.
And when I say a bit,
very.
Tanksaur says, just finished our stream, just stopped by to say hi, friends. Hi, Tanksaur.
Hello.
Hope your stream went well. Frank Booth says his name is Cabbage, but he has a pineapple hairstyle. Do you?
Yes.
Is that what my hairstyle is? Pineapple? I have a lot of colics, so I kind of just gave up on hairstyles in my early 20s. And now I just have... I try and make it look inoffensive. That's my goal. So hopefully I achieve that.
No, your pineapple is very offensive.
Unknown Gamer says CabbageMechanic is Dead Meat. No, Dead Meat's a different guy. If you guys don't know Dead Meat. Dead
That's
Meat's
all of their tanks.
A streamer, and he runs the Simply Nook company, which makes awesome tiny PCs for streamers and other people. But yeah, Dead Meat's a guy. Oh, that's a Jaeger.
You're a Jaeger.
I did see someone post earlier talking about the problem of common tests that everyone just shoots gold all the time. Yeah, I get it. It's a problem, for sure. Unfortunately, it's really hard to prevent. And common test is really about making sure there's no technical issues. So don't... I can understand why people might come to this conclusion sometimes, but yeah, the major balancing decisions are usually not made on common test without accounting for the premium investment.
Alrighty. Does the STB-1 tip on its side when siege mode is active? No.
No, it's only... I think I know what he's asking. It's if will the hull go this way and this way.
Oh, no.
No, it's only
just goes
it's
forward
only up and
back.
down, yeah. Basically the rear kicks up. We showed it a bit earlier, I'll show it again.
It can kind of like go like this, so if this is like your tank hull, it just kind of like raises and lowers the like hull itself.
Unknown Gamer says, right. Wait, the STB has siege mode. It is getting the Hydropneumatic Suspension that the new Swedish mediums have. And that's because it had it in real life. So
yeah,
it'll be a cool little addition that'll help that STB-1
This'll go up and
brawler.
this'll go down. So this'll essentially touch the ground while this goes up quite a bit. Are you ready to hop back onto the main server?
Sure.
Alright, we'll go back to the
big
head mode, and we'll leave the platoon and we'll hop back into the main game.
So somebody said earlier that Sophie posted a video riding on an S-Tank. That's awesome. I'm super jealous. For the Sophie's in Sweden right now doing some filming at museums there. And we're here in Texas still. But we did see her on the way out. She had a layover in Austin.
Make sure you swap away from Common Test server, which you didn't.
Well, maybe I wanted to go to the Common Test on my main account.
Why?
To be annoying.
Oh, I actually didn't swap over to my main.
Watt number 1 fan asks, is the Panther 88 getting buffed? So this is conjecture even from me, but based on the mutts getting changed with the Leopard line, I think and I hope and I think it's reasonable to assume that the Panther 88 will see some changes when the E50M gets changed. E50M definitely could use a little love. I think it's going to get it, and I would assume and hope and believe it to be rational that the Panther 88 will probably be swept up in the same changes, along with the Tech Tree Panther 2 and the E50, although the E50 is fine, let's be honest. The E50 is awesome.
Oh, man.
But the E50M needs some help.
That was a lot of qualifying terms that you used.
Yep.
I would believe, and I
You can
hope.
stay with me. I believe in you. You're a high IQ audience. World of Tanks isn't for dumb people.
Question,
right?
are the 430 and 430U changes are still canceled? Guys, they're not canceled, they're postponed. There's a big difference between postponed and canceled.
It's funny because a few streams ago we had that stuck to the top of the stream because it was popping up in chat so much.
We did.
Just
I wonder
like
if I
the
still
STB,
have it. No, I only
or sorry,
have
not
the
the
wheel.
STB. Just like the AMX 30B and the Object 430U and 430U changes are not canceled. They're just being postponed. We're trying to make sure we get these rebalances buffs right. In this case, nerfs most likely, and so we're not doing them all at once for this reason. We want to get them all right. Unknown Gamer says, please make a training room. I want to join. That's in future streams. Actually, I think we are going to try and do some training room games and stuff with you guys. It'll be fun. If we're confident we can get enough people, we will. But I think we're just going to stick to the platooning.
Yes. We are back on the main server, so I'm going to start inviting people, starting with the Tiger Master Matt. I'm going to send you an invite, and we can actually bring up the Wheel of Nationality.
Wheel of Nationality.
Because for whatever reason, it's not popping up.
Hayseed1776, I like the name, though, says, this game was way better 3 years ago. You ruined the game with wheel tanks and arty nerfs, and I am not interested in it. Well, hey, that's your opinion. I appreciate you sharing it with us in a reasonable and detailed format. At least you gave us reasons for your beliefs, which sometimes we don't get. Sometimes we just get insults. I see where you're coming from. The wheeled vehicles are definitely a pretty big meta shift, and I could get, as if you're an arty player, some of the changes. It's not as fun to not be able to one-shot people for 1,500 health while hiding in the back of the map. But, you know, I think those changes in the long run have helped the game evolve. And, you know, if we didn't get it right the first time, hopefully we'll perfect it with time.
Alright, Tiger Master Matt, I sent you an invite, but I don't see you in game. We are going to be playing German tanks. And depending upon who joins us, I'm gonna get Zuggy then, if Tiger Master Matt's not around. That's totally fine. Zuggy, I can't find you. Oh wait, Zuggy. Zuggy?
Jonathan says, I see Crazy Noob try to moderate Gen Chat and just give up because it's all Boogers clones. No comment.
Alright.
But I do appreciate the Boogers clones line.
Who has the better gaming chair, Tragic or Cabbage? I think
At home
I do.
or in the office?
I do.
What do you have?
I meant this one. This is way better.
I like this one. So here I have a Maxnomic chair, which has the... well, I can't share right now because the...
Alright.
We'll definitely do it. We've talked about doing an office tour. We will at some point. It has the Watt logo stitched on the back, and it's in the Wargaming black and red. We did a deal with Maxnomic where we bought a bunch of chairs for them with branding on it a few years back. I'm a fan of them. They're nice. At home, I actually have a big old DX Racer because I wanted a chair that was nice and big enough for me, but didn't want to spend $1,000 on a Herman Miller. So I got a DX Racer instead. It's been solid. I think it's good. It's good for my purposes.
So I reposted the link for you guys to add yourself to the queue, so we're going to be playing Germans. I'm going to let you pick a tank because right now we have nobody in queue. Actually, let's play the E100. Why not?
Nobody in queue?
Let's play the E100.
Oh, we're playing the E100?
Yeah,
straight up, whoever does better is the best?
I'm just better.
This is a competition. So. Which means none of this, all of this.
Right, I don't have the E100. I forgot I wasn't on my deputy.
No wonder you think the E100 is easy to play. You never actually played it on your main account. Trust me, it's not. It's actually hard to play.
All right, we'll get Zuggy in because they're in game. All right, invite sent to Zuggy343. Awesome. So they actually gave us streamer's choice, so we're still gonna play tier 10, but. Well, I guess we can't use the wheel because I'm not on my sheriff account, so we're just gonna get rid of that. And we're gonna go in-game. So we're gonna play tier 10.
Goodbye, Wheel of Nationality.
Goodbye.
We'll see you again next
Alright, we're gonna do a count-in, so I'm gonna start counting. Oh, wait. You can start counting because you're not the platoon leader.
Or you could just make me the platoon leader.
Yeah, but okay, fine. I'll make you the platoon leader. We'll reset. There we go.
Ziggy already up.
Alright.
Ziggy's
ready.
Hold on, Ziggy's not ready yet.
Tier 10.
Wait for Ziggy.
I am waiting. Get ready.
Sean Graves said, have either of you made it to tier 10 totally free to play?
Yes.
You have? What tank?
Yeah, the IS-7. And I believe my T-57 Heavy.
There you go.
Both of them I got before I started working at Wargaming.
Very cool. Alright, let's do the counter really quick.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm going to admit that I did not, actually. I had a couple of tier 8s, I think, when I started working for the company, and then once I started getting some gold for my efforts, I definitely used some gold to get all of my tier 10s. But I had played the game quite a bit. I just hadn't gone all the way up to tier 10. So, but I do have a healthy appreciation for the grind that it takes to get to tier 10, and I have advocated strongly for things to make it easier for free-to-play players to advance, and blueprints have come. And that's one way that you can get some help advancing. It is a bit random, but I think if you play, you'll get some that are useful to you and help you grind a little faster.
So Exorcist says, doesn't it seem like premium ammo changes are a more fundamental change? Why are they working on specific tanks first, since they will have to rework them after the ammo changes anyways? I actually disagree with that. We do have a deputy on the other team, by the way. But essentially, the reason why I feel like they're reworking the tanks first is because what if we rework all of these tanks and they're totally fine in the current iteration of special ammo? Because if we rework the tanks first, then you guys have a base for, you know, damage and, you know, penetration to be changed from there. Whereas if you change the ammo first, then you could be making the ammo either way too strong or way too weak to actually deal with the way the reworked tanks have landed, essentially. So I feel like it being, I feel like changing the tanks is way more important than changing the ammo beforehand, if that makes sense.
I can't 100% confirm this, but I do believe that the changes that are being made to the STB1 and the Leopard 1 specifically, I do believe that they're factoring in the current plans for the premium ammo changes into that. They are thinking about that. So I want, and I think that because the decision to give the Leopard 1 two types of APCR was pretty weird based on our previous design beliefs. So I actually think that is a result of them thinking about the premium ammo changes and taking them into account when making the changes to Leopard 1. So we'll see. But yeah, rest assured that all the vehicles will be thought about before those premium ammo changes roll out. We actually were going to test a version of the premium ammo changes, and then they pushed it back because there was some stuff they decided they wanted to factor in. So hopefully we'll have some of that to play with in the near future with you guys. It's obviously not going to be a part of 1.5.1, but maybe the next big patch. Cool. Average Wannabe on YouTube asked what happens to the buff for the AMX30B. I think somebody already answered you in chat. Yes. Just to reiterate, again, delayed just like the 430U changes. It's still going to happen.
Yes, nothing is canceled, only postponed.
Yeah.
It's two different things.
Part of the decision was to focus on those two lines, the Japanese and the light German medium line. I say light medium to differentiate it from the E50 line. But
oh, hello.
It's still going to happen. Just want to make sure we get stuff right, and that means sometimes narrowing the lens of what we're working on. Justin says, I still keep the game installed, hoping for those gold ammo changes, so hoping soon I can start playing the game. Alright, I mean, if you want to wait till the premium ammo rebalance, that is your prerogative. Hopefully, like I just said, we'll have some testing for that going on the common test or the sandbox relatively soon. And the sandbox isn't dead. It will be brought back for testing some future changes. For those of you who don't know, sandbox is basically a little more global of a common test.
That was bad. Oh, we're also watching me, not you.
Oh.
But I'm dead, so if we want to swap to you, that would be great.
Oh boy, this isn't working.
Actually, we'll just do it like this.
This is very bad. I don't like this.
Why keep changing everything all the time? People get used to tanks and then you change them. Leave them alone and let skill decide outcomes of battles, not nerfs and buffs to tanks every 5 minutes. I feel like we don't nerf and or buff tanks that often, but really recently we've been like bringing tanks that have essentially completely fallen out of meta, back in line with some of the tanks that have essentially overshadowed them, considering tanks like the new, well, relatively new Swedish TDs, the Super Conqueror, the Japanese heavies. All of those have essentially outclassed a lot of the older tanks, and so bringing them back into line and bringing back things that people love and enjoy, I think, is way better than just leaving tanks for people to forget.
Yeah, I understand the sentiment change can be annoying, especially if you get comfortable with something. But I think it's important for the game to keep evolving and try and fix problems and sometimes introduce new ones. But the game is World of Tanks is a living, breathing game that is constantly being live developed. That's one of the appeals for a lot of people. So we try to be methodical and careful about changes, and some people would say they happen far too slow. Somebody noted earlier the length of time it took for the Object 268v4 to get nerfed was quite long. And I think most of us would probably agree that it was OP for a good while before that happened. But I see where you're coming from. I kind of disagree. I think it's important for the game to keep evolving, for the balance to keep being adjusted, and that's one of the reasons that World of Tanks it's a live game. It's not a static thing like other games.
Yeah, so meta generally means the standard, so that means the tanks that you will usually see being played. So some of the meta tanks right now will be things like the Kranvang after its buff, the Object 430U. I mean, the Jaegeru is a pretty standard in meta TD.
The Object 907 and the Super Conqueror are definitely meta right now.
Yeah.
So that's what meta means. Meta means commonly played by competitive players in competitive environments generally, or just like what people think is the best. Yeah. So most people would say the Russian mediums at tier 10 have always been meta. Because they've always been like playable and competitive in serious situations. That was a really nice attempt at holding Zugi. There were just way too many of them over there. We all got overrun. But thank you for the game. You try. Your effort was valiant.
Yeah. You know, surprisingly, knock on wood, we haven't had to restart our chat this entire time.
Yeah, knock on wood. For those of you who don't know, Crazy Boop is the one moderating chat as World of Tanks North America on YouTube and Facebook. He is our community coordinator. He posts on the forum all the time. He's a great guy. He runs the From the Forge contest, which is a contest where people who make creative stuff that is tank related. Is it? Is he in the game?
Yeah, Deputy of Mountain.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We're definitely gonna harass him.
So yeah, Crazy Boop is awesome. Check that out. If you are creative and you make tank-related stuff, check out the From the Forge contest.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
You could also join us on our Discord. Bringing it back to the run of show.
Oh, the run of show!
You guys can also join our Discord, where a lot of people post tank-related things, including Scorpion G, who has been posting
really cool renders.
Blender renders. Is what it is. So
say that
Blender.
5 times fast.
No thanks.
Blender renders.
Blender.
Shout out to Scorpion G. Some of them have been hilarious. He put the FE 4005 turret on the ELC even 90 hull, and it's just hilarious to me. I can't. Every time I look at it, I laugh. It's amazing. So we lost that to Mountain Man, did we?
Deputy Mountain.
Oh, he didn't do that good. That's okay.
Oh, that's Mountain Lion.
Oh, he changed the name. Okay, it's not Mountain.
No
I was going to say, I would have expected Mountain Man to do better with a 9 scope.
Right?
No offense to Mountain Lion. It looks like you put in an effort, probably trying out the Kranvang for the first time or near the first time.
Yeah, probably.
With accent to Sheriff Comp. But hey, Zugi putting up 3,600 damage, leading the team.
We got a lot of people in the queue now. All right.
Very nice.
I do not want to leave the platoon. Up next, you want to invite that person?
Sure. Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah?
I know because I'm scared to pronounce his name because I got it wrong last
Roland
time.
Galenodel.
He's going to send a message telling us how to pronounce it because we're going to get it wrong.
Roland Galenodel.
I wish I could remember.
I like how his clan is easy peasy, unlike his name, Galanodel. That's what I said!
Galanodel.
Galanodel.
There it is. All right, your tier to pick, Mr. Galanodel.
Yes. Tier.
LaRue said, who's the Twitch Watch streamer a few days back for the scavenger hunt that had all the awesome music playing? Oh, I'm not sure.
We have a lot of people. 8 and below. Pick one. Pick one. Your pick.
John Santucci on Facebook says, yo, John, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by.
I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to also play the IS-3A.
Chris Carson says, on a positive note, I would like to publicly thank Watt for resolving a problem I had with gold crew training. I'm assuming that was via customer support. If so, good to hear.
IS-3A? I don't think I have the IS. Oh wait, there it is.
Don't have the IS-3A. Are we just all gonna play the IS-3A? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yep, that's what we're doing.
I mean, when in Roland Galanodel's platoon.
Pick IS-3A.
Not Rome.
All right, tier 8. Get ready.
The sheer amount of DACA is fantastic.
DACA.
Aaron O'Neill says, any updates on tickets for Aquino? Hold on to watch the stream until after this battle, and yes, I will have an update for you.
So while we get ready, count in, tier 8, 5, 4,
could you spam chat
3, 2, 1, go.
So real quick, crazy Boop, if you could let that topic go live now. We're gonna have a social media contest as well that's gonna be separate, so keep an eye on our social media channels for now.
Yes.
But there will be a topic on the forums in the next couple of minutes as soon as Crazy Boop gets to it.
Yes.
We have a Gleam giveaway. You can sign up and have a chance to win tickets to the Aquino Tank Weekend. It's going to be June 8th and 9th in Oshawa, Canada. We're going to be there. The Chieftain's going to be there. There's going to be a bunch of tanks there running around, and we have some awesome tickets to give away. I think we have 3 pairs of normal tickets going away in the forum contest, and then 2 pairs of the premium tickets that include a free tank ride. So if you are in the Toronto area, or if you would like to be in the Toronto area the weekend of June 8th and 9th, please come out and check it out. It's going to be an awesome opportunity to get up close and personal with some running tanks that are shooting, not live rounds, but they'll be shooting rounds. So that's pretty cool.
Yes. So we have a couple of things that are going on this week. We're going to be talking about them because they're in our run of show.
Randall said you pronounced it correctly. What happened? I was on the phone with the director of the museum earlier today. That's why I made sure to get it right for him. No, I said it wrong enough times. I learned from you guys.
All right, so as you guys know, we are extending the on track for the WZ132-1. It is running alongside the Sheridan. The extension goes until June 3rd. So if you're working on that, you have a few extra days. I believe it's about 4. So you have 4 extra days to finish all of your missions. And then you can start your on track for the Sheridan if you so please. We also have Tank Mastery. Tank Mastery is slowly making its way to a close. I believe it ends tomorrow, and currently the tanks that are in that are the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen.
Rheinmetall
Panzerwagen.
I'm not actually sure if that's right.
The Brant, which is a tier 4. The T-28 as well. And the 113, I actually missed that one. So you have those 4 tanks. If you get a mastery badge in them, you get a nice little emblem to go on the side of your tank. That is the Ace mastery badge. So those are the tanks that are currently running for that. Oh boy. Alright, I can't deal with him, I don't think.
A counter IS-3A on the other side is stopping my progress.
It's QWERTY. I believe he is actually someone who's in our Discord. We're also getting a T-95.
Speaking of the tanks Discord, I think we plugged it earlier, but
I believe we just plugged it. I think
Discord's actually a really cool. We're really leaning forward into it. It just gives us the opportunity to. For those of you who aren't familiar with Discord, it's basically like a fancy chat program. So we have a bunch of different chat channels for different topics. All of our news articles and social media stuff and YouTube stuff gets automatically posted there,
no.
along with our community contributors stuff. It's just a really fluid way. It's kind of what I would call the modern version of a forum. We still, of course, have our forums. We won't be abandoning those anytime soon. But Discord is the future of that sort of thing, I think.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And we've been considering rolling out an official one for a while. And then after watching the popularity of Discord increase and increase and increase, we started making preparations and jamby jam.
No!
Oh, no! Oh, no! I deserved that.
Defended.
That guy spotted me, saw me turning around stupidly, and punished me. So, but yeah, check out. Deathman says, Cabbage, aim at the turret roof above the IS-3's gun. It can be overmatched. Okay, then. I'll give it a shot.
Oh, God.
Wow, that didn't pen.
Oh,
really?
God. This is not good.
Wow, that didn't pen, really? That 257 is tough.
Aw, no, I tried. Why won't World of Tanks do more tank rentals? What do you mean, why don't we? Have we just, like, been...
we haven't done rentals in a while. I think we're trying to lean into doing more.
Yeah, we would like to do more. I believe we have rentals as a part of our Twitch Prime little package deal thing. So if you have Twitch Prime, you can actually, which is one of the things that is on our random show. So we have Twitch Care Package Delta. So if you have Amazon Prime and you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, you actually get Twitch Prime, and Twitch Prime allows you to redeem Care Package Delta, which I believe Crazy Boop will be so kind as to post the link for Twitch Prime Delta Care Package. There we go.
Keeping awesome. Crazy Boop busy today.
Do we know what happened to the Amex 30B changes? They were postponed. Postponed. Read the definition for what postponed means. Does not mean canceled. It just means shoved forward into the future.
Yeah, Ziggy just pointed out that I was typing in platoon chat instead of team chat, and I just realized that I'm a dingus.
Oh, nice. Good. What did you type?
I was trying to talk to the guy who was asking about the Japanese tanks.
Oh. Nice. Well, no. No, you were typing in free chat.
I think there was a couple things I said in platoon chat. It wasn't all.
No, you only said thank you for the game and GG. You didn't say anything else.
Cryptic says postpone the 30B as well. Yes, we have postponed the 30B. I didn't get a reason exactly why. I'm not sure if they're just they're concerned about some of the proposed changes. I think the main thing is they were paying a lot more attention to the Leopard and the STB one.
Yeah.
And so they want to make sure that they didn't miss anything with the 30B while they're working on the other two lines. So
yes.
It'll still happen, guys.
We are answering all questions that we can catch, Richard. Unfortunately, we have about 216 of you, and a lot of you are also asking questions.
I can grab it. We can just get it. When the 5.9 first came out, I was like, God, they did some work on it a while back, but have added more and more tanks. Don't get me wrong, they've done some pretty good stuff game-wise. Just seems they've forgotten about some of the low tanks. The 5.9 actually got some... Literally just got a buff.
Well, I mean, relatively recently, within the last, 8 months
8 or 9 months ago, it did get a nice buff. It was a quality of life buff, so it wasn't a huge buff. But if you haven't played it since then, you should check it out because it's pretty good right now. It's definitely not the monster it was at one time, but I actually think the Type 5.9 is in a pretty solid place right now. Let's see if the good players agree with me, but that's my take. Jonathan, you're trolling us at this point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's trolling. I'm not gonna answer that.
A little bit trolling. That is good. It's still gonna happen, Jonathan. I swear.
Oh no, he's asking why we canceled it.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I've answered that question multiple times.
Same reason as the 430U. Although the 430U changes were pretty much universally not. Except, people didn't like them anywhere. The feedback from most of you people who paid attention to it, the feedback from other regions, everyone agreed the 430 needs to be nerfed slightly. A lot of people didn't think the right things were being nerfed in the proposed changes, so that's why. Just decided we needed to think more. So I think Cody showed up. Hey, Cody, thanks for popping in. any ETA and possible T-175 line changes? No ETA, but I do believe that that's going to happen, especially for the Tier 8 and the Tier 10.
Tibor Fehez was asking about Wargaming League. Why was it swiped? Which I'm guessing means
Sure.
Why did we stop doing Wargaming League? A few reasons. For one, it wasn't returning too much to us.
Yeah, I mean, just to get down to like brass tacks, guys, esports are really expensive to run live events.
Yeah.
We'd love to do it. We had a blast doing it, and everyone who came to them had a great time, I think. We've had a few people who pop in who I know I met at the last LA showdown.
Yes.
And it was really cool, really great, but unfortunately...
We loved it. Like, we genuinely loved
just
WGL.
Really expensive and not, it wasn't drawing the audience it needed to justify that.
Yeah,
cost.
but the other thing is, the format was also vastly different from a standard battle, whereas if you look at games like League of Legends, they play the same exact mode, same 5 versus 5 format, whereas in World of Tanks there was huge differences between the standard battle format and the esports format, and so it was pared down to 7v7 and essentially attack defense. So and
it was fun to watch.
Yeah.
The mode was good. The problem was because the average...
It's not because RNG.
Literally
not because RNG. Because people are going to ask about that one.
There's an argument there. Some competitive players, it is RNG. I speak for all of them, but I don't think that's ultimately the reason that it failed. And I think the 7v7 mode was actually a good mode. It wasn't the fault of the mode, but the fault that Tragic is talking about is because the average World of Tanks player can't really identify with WGL style of gameplay because there is no 7v7 mode native to the game right now. It just didn't resonate with the average World of Tanks player after we found with a lot of testing. Even though it was fun to watch, even though it was inherently fun to do, and people had a lot of fun doing it, including us, it just unfortunately didn't resonate with the average audience in a way. So it doesn't mean esports and World of Tanks is dead, but it's pared down a lot. We have tournaments, we have the Community League, which is starting up. Go check that out if you're interested. It's going to be 3v3, so a little more manageable to organize a team. And then there's going to be massive content updates to the game in the future that might create a situation where maybe esports can come back in a different, maybe in a game mode that is playable for the average player that the average player are going to do. I don't know. Maybe those would be cool things. So we'll see how things go in the future.
Our course, no, it was not canceled because of RNG. I know a lot of people believe that.
I mean, in fairness, there are
as a wargaming employee telling you guys.
There are some pro players who, like, the RNG is a deal breaker, which I get to an extent.
But that is singularly on the pro players themselves. It wasn't necessarily because of RNG that it was canceled. It's because the return wasn't good.
Our course is saying according to most of the public. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Thomas on YouTube asks, what are your guys' favorite premium tank?
Premium tank? Probably the Lorraine.
The Lorraine 40T?
Yeah.
I'm
going to ready it up. And invite Tiger Master Matt. He is our next person in the platoon queue.
So I have to think about it a bit. I want to say Togs just for the memes. But to be honest, in terms of spirit, I really like the M46KR and the Scorpion, the Tier 7 American Scorpion, not the Scorpion G. Not the Scorpion G's bad or anything, it's just not a favorite. I haven't invited Tiger Master Matt, so hopefully he gets that invite. So those are probably my sentimental favorites.
Actually, we have to let him pick a tier.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Richard says, "You love you guys, by the way. You're fun to watch get blown up. Makes me feel I'm not such a tomato."
Oof. I'm not. Yep.
I like that it started nice and then rapidly turned into insulting our gameplay.
Absolutely. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
that's totally fine.
I mean, if there's one thing you can accuse us of with complete evidence, it's that we're not the best
bad
players.
At the game. I'm just not fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm solidly slightly above average in my overall stats, but slightly.
Addressing, we are aware of the Ghost/Phantom tanks in Frontline. So far, it has only been affecting your allied vehicles, so you don't have to worry about enemy vehicles being invisible. Just learn the vision mechanics, because we've gotten a couple of reports and they seem to have turned out to be possibly someone who's not super familiar with our vision mechanics system.
Oh.
So.
Yeah.
Tier 5.
Yeah, so we do have a bug report in on the ghost tanks. Go ahead and do the count in.
Wait, the ghost tanks can also be shot. I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Because I don't want people testing that. Even though although team damage is turned off in Frontline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I guess you can shoot at them, but also just don't. Okay. Anyways, count in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so a few things to catch up on. Kier asked if any buffs are planned for the Chinese mediums. None that we can share, but I definitely think that line is going to get some attention later this year. So please hold on for that. That's a great comment. Cody said the M4 improved Sherman is the only correct answer to that question. That is a joke, but I'll have you know that my stats in the M4 improved are excellent. Granted, I've only played like 6 games, but in those 6 games, I have done excellent. LaRue asks, hey, Cabbage Tragic, if you work for Wargaming, does that mean that you are colluding with the Russians? I did have an interesting run-in with the German airport security on my way back from Minsk last time. Oh, man. I got randomly selected for a security search, and they made me empty out all of my bags, which, if you don't know me, I'm not the most organized person in the world. So I just have like clothes and shoes and computer equipment everywhere. And then I got asked a bunch of questions from a stern German man about what I was doing in Minsk, why I, an American, would have any business there. I had essentially
Hold
on, let me finish.
Okay, go.
And then I made a joke about, I had 3 armed German people going through all my things, and I cracked a joke about, I don't understand why people think the Germans are so serious, and they did not think it was funny at all. Do not joke with German airport security, even more than normal airport security. Like, you're not supposed to make like inappropriate jokes around American airport security, but you can still like crack a joke and they'll smile. Do not make a joke about Germans being serious to German airport security, guys. They held me there like an extra half hour longer, going through everything even more carefully. They swabbed my stuff for gunpowder residue. Oh man. They were asking me a bunch of questions about it.
Bring a Geiger counter, hold it up to you.
So don't mess with German security. They mean business.
But no.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
No, you're good. I ran into the middle of your sentence. So I essentially had a very similar experience coming back from my trip to Minsk, but essentially the guy who is like going through and checking for like customs or whatever, like, asked me a bunch of questions like, oh, like, why did you go to Russia? Like, his tone of voice was essentially just like, who goes to Russia? Like, what is your reasoning behind this?
I was just like, beautiful country.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh, I work for a gaming company. And he like stared at me like, that doesn't sound like a reasonable answer.
Well, I mean,
but it was so
fairness,
like,
it's not usually the one you assume.
So it was like so off par, I guess, for him. He was just like, he looked at me. He looked real closely at me and was like, all right. it was hilarious.
Rough.
What's up, Scott? Could you not spam? We do see your message. If your account you believe has been compromised, I would recommend going and trying to change your account information. So that would be your password. I would also possibly change your email, because if your email has been compromised, then they can you know, regain access to your account. So I would recommend that.
Ryan on YouTube asks, if we were to submit a reasonable tech tree revision, I should probably pay attention to this guy shooting me, although he's mostly bouncing me and getting shot by teammates. So, with a reasonable tech tree revision proposal with historical documentation support, would there be any chance of submitting it to a dev? 100% yes, if you put some time into like a legitimate historical document-based proposal. Alexei Ilian is almost always happy to see those, and I say almost. I've never heard him not be happy. We recently had a great proposal for a Brazilian tech tree that I know that we passed on to him, and he thought it was really cool and want to check it out. I would say, as far as a revision, even if yours is more historically accurate,
no,
a revision of an existing tech tree is probably pretty small.
I have no friends.
More interested in new tech trees, but would definitely take a look at it. And if there's vehicles, especially that should be in the game that aren't, that is at least an area of the revision that has a decent chance of being looked at.
What's your in-game name again, Scott?
For Free said, next time they ask, tell them you're a comrades. Yeah, I don't think they would like that too much. Kilroy says Germans like joking just like anyone, just don't say anything implies politics. Yeah, Kilroy, I agree. I think it was the context. I can't take anything seriously and crack jokes constantly, and because I was being the subject of a security search and they were armed security personnel, I think that that it's their job to be stern and disciplined in that situation. I just shouldn't have cracked a joke. It was the wrong time to crack a joke.
So Scott, I don't believe we ask for bank account info. I believe it is proof of purchase. Not your bank account information. It is proof of purchase.
Yeah, we actually ask you to block out all of your account information.
There's essentially, if you paid for something in World of Tanks, if you can find the transactions, you submit those to the ticket, and that is how it is essentially taken and confirmed that it is your account. It is not your bank account information. It is your transaction history. So you need to submit your transaction history and block out anything having to do with your bank.
Please.
You literally only need the transaction.
Yeah, and I know it's just so we can match up the dates and the amounts, because that's what we have in our logs. And I totally understand why that makes people uncomfortable. Please understand that it's one of the only ways we have that we can guarantee that the original owner of the account is the one talking to us, because everything else, like emails, can be hacked. Stuff like that can be hacked. So in order to be completely sure that we're not removing the account from someone who owns it and giving it to someone who doesn't, purchase history is an ironclad way. And all we're doing is matching up the amounts and the dates to see if they are the same. Oh, that was fun to watch.
I'm gonna write down your username. But
I totally understand why that makes people uncomfortable at its face. It's a weird and unpleasant thing to have to do. I actually had to... somebody stole my Minecraft account. I bought Minecraft a really, really long time ago when it was just a random thing on a website that you donated to a PayPal to get. And I had to get bank records from 9 years back because somebody stole it, and I couldn't get it from my online banking. And I had to do the same thing. It's not uncommon in our industry for online games. They needed to make sure that I was the person who originally bought the game. It inconvenienced me and it sucked, but I was able to prove that it was me.
Scott, I understand your frustration with it being 2 days, but sometimes it takes a little while for things to be confirmed. We will check up on your account and we will check up on that issue, but please don't spam us. We try to read everything.
Yeah. He stopped after we asked.
I know, but... please don't spam us, guys. We do try to answer everything. If you're having an issue, submit a ticket first and just message us politely and say, hey, I submitted a ticket. This is my issue. It hasn't been resolved. Can you look into it? Especially if it's something pertaining to your account that you believe is important. Don't we're human beings too. Just politely say, hey, can you look at this?
I get the frustration though. Especially when it takes some time.
Absolutely.
Our CS team processes as fast as they can, but they get contacted quite a lot. Alec Williamson on Facebook pops up, yo, Cabbage. Actually, Alec, we were just talking about the WGL final in LA. I believe that I met you there. And we had a good time.
No worries, Scott. I just wanted to address that. I know you're frustrated, but spamming us, coming right out the gate punching and stuff. That's not great.
Okay, so Tank Commander, I definitely want to talk about this in a second. I did want to get Steve on Facebook's question first. Anything special coming up for the D-Day anniversary? I can almost officially confirm that Tank Awards will be returning in June. Super secret information.
Which you only hear here.
We will have the full announcement with details coming later. But Tank Awards is coming back. It's supposed to happen in June. It's going to have a 75th D-Day anniversary theme to go along with it. We're going to have some other in-game missions and stuff as well, but the Tank Rewards sure is a nice timing. And if you're a big D-Day Operation Overlord person, consider coming out to D-Day Ohio and Conneaut this August. It's the largest reenactment of D-Day in the United States and almost definitely the world. Very cool. They bring in actual historical landing craft. There's actual tanks, actual planes do flyovers. All of the historical vehicle societies from the area bring their stuff out, and you have, of course, historical reenactors playing U.S. and German soldiers, and they set up camp historically accurate camp for the soldiers, and you can go tour it. And we had an interesting line from a staff member who came back last time that was the nice man in the SS uniform invited us over to his campsite for dinner, which isn't something you're going to hear every day. But at D-Day Conneaut, it can be you. Maybe stay to the American camp if you want. It's up to you. But yeah, D-Day Conneaut, we're going to be there. World of Tanks will be there in force. We're going to have more details on that for you soon. But 75th anniversary of D-Day, better time than ever to go check out an event based on it. Check it out, yeah. D-Day Conneaut.
Guys asking about, anybody asking about any mods that currently aren't working? I would recommend you updating them, because we did have a micro patch that went out, I believe, a couple days ago that possibly broke your mods. There's only a few things that you have to change to get them working again, but I recommend downloading the updated version. Do you want to kick Tiger? Because we have...
Thanks for the game, Tiger.
Chris Cook 76 up next. There we go. Yes. So there were a couple of micro patches that we've had that possibly broke your mod. So anybody running XVM, I highly recommend you double checking with the mod site that you're using to see if there is an update for that. So. Alrighty.
And a lot of you find people send me friend requests. I honestly appreciate it. It's really cool that you want to be my friend. I would love to accept everyone, but we do have a hard cap in this game. Probably same is true for Tragic. I can't accept everyone, so no hard feelings. It's not personal. It's just because we don't have an infinite friends list in this game. I can't accept every invite because I have to hold some spaces open for when we're coordinating esports events and some other stuff. So. I still think you're cool. It's not personal if I don't accept your friend request. Please accept my humble apology, and I still love you.
Like, for the longest time, I tried removing friends until I had, like, open spaces, and that just didn't work. You're like, well, this guy
it
just didn't work. Yeah, Everyone wanted to be my friend. I had no way of adding people.
So, Tier 9, we're going to be counting in. As soon as Tragic's done drinking water,
Kilroy,
hydrating.
Do you have a replay for that? That sounds interesting. On Frontline earlier, I respawned surrounded by enemy tanks at sea as an attacker 2 times. I would recommend submitting a ticket with a replay. That sounds really interesting. Alright, Tier 9. Count in, get ready.
Yeah, I should use %, guys. I just... I haven't changed my settings on the stream computer yet. On my personal computer, it is
percent
HP bars instead of hit points.
Oh, I always use hit points.
We just got the stream rig set up a few weeks ago, and I haven't fine tuned all the settings yet because I usually come in here about 5 minutes before the stream and then ignore the run of show and just ruin Cabbage's day or Tragic's day.
Get ready.
I spoke about myself in the third person. No.
5, 4, 3, 2. 1.
Oh, don't worry, Chris Cook. Odds are we will suck more than you.
Chris Carson says, "Hey, talking about friends list, where did my blacklist go?"
I don't know.
I don't know. What's happening? What's happening with your blacklist? Can you not see it, or is everybody on your blacklist gone? Not sure where your blacklist went.
So quick reminder, in case any of you missed it, we have opened up the forum contest for those Aquino Tank Weekend tickets. Aquino
giveaway.
Giveaway. So, yep, you're sorry. I can't use the word contest because it's not a contest. It's giveaway.
Yes.
So, sorry. Legal email from earlier peeking into our brains. Going to the Rock. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Go check it out if you're in the Toronto area, or if you'd like to be in the Toronto area. The regimental Oshawa Museum there is amazing.
Huh.
They let everyone get super close and personal. They let people touch and clamber over the tanks and all kinds of cool stuff.
Great word.
It's a really cool opportunity to get see some tanks get dirty. All right, you're not seeing them in a pristine museum condition. That's not what Oshawa's about. Oshawa runs those tanks. Oshawa runs those tanks, and they. Oh, that was dumb. That was super dumb, guys. Super dumb. So yeah, go check out that forum post. You can win some free tickets. You can win a tank ride, so that's pretty cool. And then we're giving out tickets in pairs. So if you have a friend who's big into tanks, or maybe you want to drag your significant other to a tank event, whatever you want to do, go check out that forum thread. Apply to enter the contest at the Gleam link, and you have a good chance of winning some tickets. Probably a good chance. We'll see how many people enter. But the odds were pretty good last year, if I remember.
No.
Thank you, Crazy Boop. And another shout out to Crazy Boop for moderating our chat and posting all these links for you fine folks.
Yes.
Oh no. Chris wasn't lying when he said he was going to the Rock. He went to the Rock.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that M103 is so close to it.
I mean, that RU-251 didn't make a good choice either. Oh,
when I die, I'll change my HP bars, guys.
No, I'm gonna get hit. Or not. Ooh. Alright. Why is mine's at tier 10? Why is everyone peeking there? Did they not see the M103 that literally got really... Oh, this guy.
Somebody asked about mine's at tier 10. I share your frustration, and I have been told by the dev team that they're going to be looking at that issue later this year, specifically about mines and Ensk, and how to solve the problem of high tier gameplay on those maps. So
make mines bigger.
It's definitely something the developers know about and would like to change. It's just, as always, a matter of prioritizing what they work on next, because you can't do everything at once.
Nope.
Everything costs time and money. You folks are adults, you know that. Software development, more than most things, costs time and money.
Colorblind, it might be the purple list now. Oh, that's great. What server are you on? Oh, sorry, Nicholas. What server are you on? Alright.
Caps lock is cruise control for cool.
We are on the NA server. I had to do that. I love when people mistakenly use caps lock because it's like so polite afterwards. It was like, oh, sorry, I'm using caps lock.
It's cruise control for cool, why wouldn't you? Oh, that E75. Whoa! Both those guys died so fast I thought it was a reflecting shell.
No.
That was fun.
Okay. All right, we're just gonna push up. We're gonna push real hard.
Jaggery down there.
Ow!
Maybe don't push.
Oh, Tiger P.
Oh, there's a scorp. Bink.
Let it zoom in.
Oh, there's no way to hide my giant hole from this guy. Oh!
What did he get wrecked by?
Oh, the sheer amount of death.
Oh,
the sheer amount of death on the server. Hold on. We gotta commit.
Oh,
we gotta commit, friends.
Oh no!
Oh
no!
Yeah! Woo! We didn't get the kill though. Oh, but it was so fun.
Oh man.
There you go. Never said I didn't get you a stream highlight. Oh, that was good.
Oh boy. I'm actually really glad we were watching your gameplay. For once. Just kidding.
Ouch.
Man.
Yeah, guys, you don't need hit point bars set up right to win. All you need to do is jump on enemy Jagpanzers. Oh gosh, I've forgotten where it is. Alright, I'll do this later when I have time to think.
Alright, cool.
Chris says I turn my volume down when I see caps in chat. Cody gave me an 8.2 out of 10 for that dive. I'll take it. I'll take it. Let's be honest, I don't end up above a 7 that often, so I'll take the 8.2.
Alright, cool. Woo.
Thanks for the game,
Did I do
Chris.
Oh,
It
did,
was
okay.
a solid. I mean, we rolled them, but
Yeah.
we got to win, so it was fun.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Minus
Cool.
1.8 from the German judge.
Up next after Chris Cook, we actually have for free.
Hey, I know that guy.
Alrighty. Cool. TragicLoss, I hate to break it to you, but the Panzers at Koniet are not real. They are based on the M113 APC and were built as such. Oh, I know.
Some of them are.
Yeah,
they
essentially put a shell.
Real vehicles, though.
Yeah, they put a shell of a tank over another like engine and chassis and stuff like that.
The Leopard sure is real. They have a whole assortment of real vehicles, though. in addition
tier
to
8.
those.
All right, we're gonna do tier 8. See, for free knows what's up. He's just like, I know I gotta ready up first.
All right, bringing the Roomba too. All right,
yeah,
establishing a camping meta.
Guys, would you please tell us what's changed on the STA2? We actually have a nice little link that I believe Crazy Boop will be able to post in YouTube for you.
Oh, there we go. There's a throwback. Sorry.
the STG guard. I haven't played that in a while.
Wait, let me punt to your screen. I can actually just pull that up real quick.
No worries. All right, tier 8. Get ready. All right. Well, yeah.
You can
we'll
start
let
the
you.
count in a minute.
Okay. Well, I mean, I technically can't because. Well,
no, I mean, I'll hit battle.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm telling people get ready. Count in. Can we get selectable hangers in the garage? There are mods which allow you to select different hanger designs like the original HD hanger, which I really enjoy. Could we get this as a standard feature? I think it would be really awesome. That would be a quality of life update, I believe.
Okay.
If anything, it would come in with a different update. It would be essentially, my guess, a part of a larger UI update.
So real quick, engine power buff, reverse speed buff, and shell velocity buff. So not a ton of changes. Unfortunately, it's still fairly inaccurate, but pretty good velocity improvements on the shells, and it'll be a lot faster now. So it'll be more like a medium than a slow boy.
All right, swap back to mine, and I will start the count in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Infamous Eagle says, "Will we ever get more modern vehicles?" Never say never. That's all I have to say about that. We haven't announced any new vehicles, but yeah, it's definitely possible. It's certainly something we think about.
Yeah.
We do have a current, it's not a hard limit, obviously, because some nations have required vehicles that go beyond it, but we tend to cut off the line around the early Cold War. But there's definitely a lot of room for tank combat beyond that. I talked about it on the stream a lot before, but just a real quick summary of some of the points. If we're going to go beyond that point, we really need to start factoring in some of the technology that comes into tank warfare around that time. We're already ignoring a fair amount of it. Like, we don't have smoke rounds, despite a lot of the tanks having modeled smoke launchers on them.
Yep.
And a bunch of other stuff. You guys are huge, not all of you, but some of you are huge tank nerds who know way more about tanks than I do. So you know better than I what's missing. But when you get into that point where you have like recoilless rifles and tanks being equipped with ground-to-air missiles,
reactive armor, active armor.
There's
several different armor types.
We gotta so that kind of stuff had not all of it maybe, but certainly some of it. In order to do those vehicles justice, we have to start thinking about how some of that technology would get entered into the game. So that's why it's not a matter of just adding it in as the game is now.
I've suggested this before, and I do remember this. Can we get spotted status mod in-game? Like I said, guys, some of the smaller things are definitely quality of life updates. Like the session stats was not really something that was heavily hinted at, even in our common test
And that's
videos.
something that's been on the roadmap for years. It's just the time finally came up.
Yeah, but essentially any UI updates or any updates like session stats is definitely going to be quality of life updates. And they will most likely come in with essentially... Woo! No. They will essentially come in with other updates. It may not even be hinted at. Like I said, our common test video didn't even really bring it up until the most recent video that we got, so. Let's see.
Yikes, I am in a bad spot now. Chris says we have chassis races in the past, now we need wheeled vehicle races. That would be cool. Races will be coming back later this year. The version I saw, just to leak some secret details, did not have wheeled vehicles. I'm not sure if that will be the final version, but in any case, it's going to be a lot of fun. I promise. It looks so cool.
Oh boy, I am in quite the fight here.
Fight for your life?
Actually, yeah, kind of. I'm up against a low and T10.
Anyway.
And both of those are outclassing me already. Oh god, a T95. Oh boy.
Don't you love seeing one of those on your flank?
No, not at all. Oh no, I'm gonna get wrecked. Oh god.
Oh, there's an LT-432 in the middle. That's scary.
Yeah, no, there was no way I was escaping with that.
Oh, this is
man.
This conversation's fast becoming a confrontation.
Royal with cheese. If you want to share a clip, send it to our moderator on the Wargaming channel, Crazy Boop. And essentially, we like to vet links before we have anybody post anything.
Yeah, just standard practice.
Yeah.
Especially for. We'd be happy to take a look at it.
It's not a Doom Turtle, it's a Zoom Turtle. Remember the speed buff?
Hey Cabbage, how come you haven't played the M48 yet? I want to see you play it. My M48's actually in mothballs right now because my crew's in the M46, but I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back. I like the M46 better because it's not as fat.
Michael Fursh? I don't know how to pronounce your last name, I'm sorry. How about night battles with spotlights and infrared lighting?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be cool, but I also feel like people already have enough trouble with our spotting mechanics. I don't know how they would do if we added more complications to the spotting system.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Devs have talked about night and weather options, and the common theme is it's something we'd love to do, but we're prioritizing gameplay over cosmetic stuff like that right now. Although I guess an actual night fighting mode would be
like, just make everything look dark. Don't change anything except the way that the lighting is. Like, nothing changes.
But then you don't have spotlight. So my Centurion AX has this beautiful spotlight on the turret. I want to be able to use it. Let me use my beautiful
we'll find out in the future.
Although the risky part of using a big spotlight in a tank battle is create a pretty big target for people to shoot at.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's there. Shoot him. This TS5's
anytime someone brings up, like, weather and night battles, I bring up, like, World of Warships has cyclones.
Time to...
And a lot of people have fun with those, but a lot of people also just don't like those at all. Like, there are people who just straight up don't like them. And then there's console that has weather, and weather really screws with the system, so. Make it dark and decrease spotting by 50%. Problem solved. Creating new game modes isn't that simple.
Don't you love when you're, like, you defeat an opponent with more hit points than you, and then as soon as you kill him, your team pings you and is like, what are you doing there?
Yeah. Seriously. Maybe make weather a certain battle type that players can play. That would be really cool. See, I just wouldn't want to make it, like, a part of standard random rotation.
Oh, this is
I guess,
brutal.
where you get, like, some maps have weather effects or whatever. So, I don't know. Personal opinion. I'm not a developer.
There is a tornado on highway. It doesn't affect gameplay, but... You could see it. They actually asked us before they added that if people would be offended if we did that.
Yeah, they
Which
were
I
just
appreciate them thinking about.
Yeah.
But I was like, in America, we have a MLS team called the Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
So we just name our sports teams after like the worst disaster that's ever happened in our
Yep.
cities. So yeah, I think we'll be fine.
I mean, there's the San Jose Earthquakes for soccer as well.
Absurd. Yeah, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh man,
like, Americans don't care. Like,
yeah,
we embrace the stuff.
Tornadoes. Yeah, we just accept that
Yeah.
each area kind of has its own natural disaster to deal with.
Yeah, what should we name our baseball team? How about the poisonous snake that kills our dogs? Like the Arizona Diamondbacks.
How about
like,
poisonous
it's
that kills our dog? Jeez, Cabbage.
Americans are crazy, man. I love you. I love us. We're awesome. At least we're entertaining, right?
Dense fog is friendly fire simulator. Yeah, probably. How about no penalty for putting a crew in a tier 10 tank of the same type? So Carl Peterson, to answer your question, we are in the future having a crew rework, and so that's something to keep an eye out for. We'll see when it hits super test and when it hits common test. We'll see. We'll see. So up next, after 4
Sorry, we had a rough game there for free. You deserve better.
I believe maybe the last battle that we have, because we only have about 15 minutes left. Yeah. A Metallic Melody. Metallic Melody. It's football, not soccer. Actually, there's like a huge history behind why soccer is a thing.
Soccer is actually an English word. It's not something the Americans invented. The English came to America and said, here's this cool sport. It's called soccer. And it was because it was association football. And at the time, the English were calling it soccer. And we said, oh, cool, soccer. That's great. And then like 2 weeks later...
They were just like, we're not going to call it soccer, we're going to call it football.
All those gosh darn backwards Americans are calling it soccer now. We got to go back to calling it football. So you can't just, England doesn't get to roam around messing with other people by changing the meaning of stuff. It's soccer, that's the way it is in America, deal with it.
Oh, man. Training room soon, please. What do you want a training room for? Did you want to see Kharkov? I mean, we showed off
live server for that. I think he was asking for it on our server.
Oh, I mean, maybe next time we stream.
Should I bring the memes? I'm bringing the memes.
You can bring the memes.
Bringing the memes.
Can you put the STG guard in the store? I believe we put it in the store like really recently. Actually,
it'll definitely be up for sale sometime in the next few months. I'm not sure when. Sorry.
I thought it was like a couple months back.
It probably was. The stuff, I mean, stuff rotates all the time. If something you're not currently interested in, or something you're interested in isn't currently in the store, it will probably rotate around.
No, Michael, your perks are not perishable. They don't slowly decrease. No, that is not a thing.
Chris says, I know, but it's so much fun to argue about.
Oh, man.
Scott says, this is so hard to watch when you can't play. I don't know if you're referring to you watching the game and not being able to play it, or us being so bad at the game that we're not playing it. Vincent, there's going to be an announcement regarding ranked battles soon.
It's called Hand Egg.
No details quite yet.
Alright. Alec Williamson, when are tanks being added to the Bond Shop? That was postponed. Hashtag soon. There's not too much other information we have for you there. And Alt War. We haven't sold a premium SPG, and I believe the devs have actually been swaying away from selling another premium SPG, or making another premium SPG.
As far as the Sexton, pay attention to the store.
Sorry, tier 10. Get ready. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Cajun says, is there Yeet soon? I actually just talked to Yeet a few days ago.
Nice.
He's doing well. He's working for a esports cafe company. They're opening a bunch of locations all around the country, and he's opening up all of them with them. He's doing well. Yeet, for those of you who don't know, was the head of World of Tanks competitive in North America for a long time. He is a great guy. Axel's back, and he's back home. Axel, I saw your Twitter posts over your recent adventure, or should I say misadventure. It looks like you had a pretty rough time out there. Happy you got home safely.
Yep. The Sumoa will probably end up in the shop sometime in the future. Oh, we got a deputy on the other team. Deput.
Oh, the Deput.
We have the Deput on the other team.
Deput 34.
Sheriff in the house.
Oh, sorry for you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, what came out of nowhere? Snuck up on me.
Seriously.
Sam says, is the Somewhat SM going to be available again? Again, yes. That. Oh, sorry. I pulled a tragic.
You did. Why is the left so OP? Because it fires real fast and it's pretty dang accurate.
Yeah.
You also haven't used your one swear word for the day, which is hilarious.
Oh, I will this game, don't worry.
Oh, I bet.
Now that I have a Death Star loading Hesh, I'll either something good's gonna happen or something bad's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Either way. Alex says he's in our game. Let me see if I recognize.
The Astro
I see him. I see you on the other team in your Yagaroo there, Alec.
Oh boy. Oh boy. We also have QWERTY. QWERTY has been following us around a little bit. Nice. Ooh, that is a beautiful, beautiful tank. 050. Also?
It's not
I'm
as
just gonna say
as
it says also,
my
even though
Doge Death
it says
Star though.
050.
Such boom, much wow.
People are asking for the Sturm Tiger to be the next premium artillery. That'd be interesting as heck.
What does a sheriff account look like? It has the SHRFF or the DEPUT clan tags.
Yes. So
and you'll also see if you and if
has a nice little target on it.
Yep.
He's playing the EBR.
So if you look at the team rosters in game, you'll see a crosshair over their tank silhouette. If you're using the vanilla client, I'm not sure how that interacts with mods, but at least in the vanilla client, you will see that crosshair indicating that you can get 250 gold for destroying that person.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, no. Where is my teammate?
Does Want Discord allow you to speak with platoon members during the game? It basically replaced yes. I mean, replace is a strong word, but yes, you 100% can use the World of Tanks official Discord. We have like 15 platoon channels set up in there. So if you want to hop in there with your platoon members, or you can use the looking for platoon channel to find platoon members, and then you can coordinate with them on voice on the Discord. Yep, that all can happen on Discord.
Nobody came with me.
Did you go south?
Yeah, I went down the hill.
You never go south when you're east. Because it's a trap.
You're a trap.
Not really not. That's like as far away. Usually they TK the sheriff. Yeah, the TKing the sheriff doesn't get you gold, just FYI.
Whoop. Oh no.
Are you still alive?
It's sort of.
I might come to the back up
okay.
because nothing's happening.
I sat too hard. I sat too long. Oh man. Go tragic. Nope. If you thought I was gonna do good, you were wrong. I think tank lending would be a great thing for Wargaming to sell more tanks. If people could lend a premium, they own to a friend for a week, they could try before they buy.
They don't know how to take.
It broke for a minute. Wait, come on. There we go.
There you go.
That's an interesting concept. That would require a massive UI overhaul, I think. The personal and somewhat knowledge of the way our game UI currently is, it would absolutely take a little bit of tweaking with the game UI, for sure. Oh, Scott did the, like, arms up, but sad face.
Oh no, what broke? Hypertrill's asking if I kicked something.
Oh, no. Luckily, not this time.
Oh, the EBR's flanking in the north. Those guys
or do premium rentals for credit. I mean, we did do premium rentals for Frontline. I can't see why we wouldn't be able to do other kinds of rentals. That would be great. You should kill Absolute Truth, Metallic Melody. I think you should do that.
Oh, the guy is low. Okay. I'm coming to help Metallic Melody.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, an easy way to circumvent that, Big Easy Snow? Big Easy Snow? Big Easy Snow. I feel like the best way to essentially prevent that would make it so people can only rent out a tank once.
I missed.
That would make it super easy. Make it so they can only rent it out for a day. Make it so they can only rent a tank out to someone once, and that would essentially make it so you wouldn't be able to trade and abuse that kind of system. So,
Nope, stay there.
I'm gonna see if we have anybody.
Oh no!
Any of our CCs currently
Question
streaming.
pen.
Hint, hint. If
going
Cody
very poorly.
would like to start streaming.
Cody's too busy hanging out.
Oh.
I guess
I was
Cabbage will play the M48 next week. Yeah, ask me next time we're taking requests, Captain. Or hop in our platoon and tell me to play it. I'll do it, I promise.
Yeah.
I should have played the M48 this time. I could have recalled the crew.
Alrighty, let's see who we know that is streaming.
I did play the Tier 5 M4 earlier, for those of us who said we never play American tanks. I actually mostly play American tanks in my personal play.
Well, we are top 4
gosh, I should have
for World of Tanks. But unfortunately, I don't believe we have anybody to host.
That was bad.
Unfortunately.
I'm really
Only
bad at the
Cody
slow tanks,
streamed
guys.
after we did.
Cody's busy.
Alright. Well, I guess we're SOL. And I'm surprised you actually haven't used
GG
your curse
Metallic
word.
Melody, that was a shitty game.
There you go.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it just
Was
didn't work
waiting
out at
for
all. I never got any good shots.
man.
I'm too bad.
right.
Cody says not tonight. I'm only on because my wife is napping because she's got my cold.
Well, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, do check out Cody. He's awesome. You can check out his website too, Watt Guru. All sorts of cool infographics there.
Only if he was playing World of Tanks. Anyways, guys, we're gonna go over some last things from our nice run of show. I'm just gonna quickly go back over some things. Cabbage is gonna apparently scroll really fast through the update article. Essentially, for this week, reminder, the World of Tanks Discord is officially launched. You guys can join it. Crazy Boop will post the link. Common Test 1.5.1 Medium Tank Rebalance. Leo 1, STB 1. STB 1 got the Hydropneumatic Suspension, so go play that on the test server. The AMX 30B, the rework for that tank was delayed. It was postponed. It was not canceled. It was just postponed, guys. Kharkov is now back in the mix, so you guys can play that map. Just hop in a training room. I recommend exploring that. And then we introduce session statistics. So those are different things that have been introduced into Common Test 1.5.1. The on-track was extended for the WZ132-1 to June 3rd. You do keep your progress, so you guys can continue on.
And you don't need to enter another code.
Yes, you don't need to enter in another code, which is awesome. And on that note, the Sheridan on-track is also going. You don't need to enter a code for that either. So super awesome. Those are all in the May 2019 sneak preview. Otherwise, Tank Mastery, the tanks that are going on, the last day is tomorrow to complete these. That is the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, the Tier 4 Grant, the Tier 10 113, and the Tier 8 T28. We also have OSD 8-bit salute. If you donate, you get missions and a few rewards. Care Package Delta for Twitch Prime is currently going on, which is super awesome. This is, by the way, how to install the Common Test client, which is right above me. Care Package Delta is going on. You get a few cool emblems, I believe, and a nice camo? I don't actually remember. And then Scavenger Hunt is still going on. You guys saw Cody Menz in our chat if you were on Twitch. Super awesome guy. I believe he has given out his code earlier this month. But anyways, those are all things that are going on this month. If you guys want to stick around, we're going to take the last couple of minutes to talk a little bit about Update 1.5.
If you say so. So yeah, I did try to highlight while Tragic was answering that. The Common Test you can link to from the new article here, the 1.5.1 Common Test. Click that bad boy, then click on the guide to public test, and it'll take you to the download. It's a separate client, but it'll allow you to access the common test server, and you will be able to log on with the same account that you use on NA, because it's a snapshot taken. You might have some issues if you just change some account information. Unfortunately, you might have to wait till the next one because we can't update the roster live. But you should be good. Most of you will be
The
fine.
other thing is you guys need Wargaming Game Center to be able to play the common test. So if you don't have it, I recommend downloading it now. That way you are able to immediately start your download for the common test server.
It is really easy to switch between the two. Once you have them going there, you can just click here, select the common test. And then if I hit play, well, it won't let me hit play because I have the live server going. But you just do that, and you're good. Cool.
You can also swap your account super easily from Wargaming Game Center. It's actually
I did nothing.
super easy. You can just go through those. Anyways, all right. We are going to start headed out. Thank you guys for joining. Cabbage, do you have any last words?
Oh, last words. Okay.
Last words, final words
again,
before you
always,
disappear into the netherness that is off stream.
We appreciate. I actually just go into a closet in between streams. And
that's what teachers do, right? That's how it works.
Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you all for playing and supporting World of Tanks. We all appreciate it. I know sometimes Wargaming comes off as a stern Russian corporation
father figure,
but it's actually thousands of people put everything they have into making this game a good experience for players all around the world, and we really appreciate those of you who love the game and choose to support us. It's amazing. It's very cool. And I'm gonna go see John Wick 3 tonight. Very excited about that. I'm a big fan of the John Wick movies. I expect many of you are as well. So go see that this weekend. Support Keanu. Support World of Tanks. Love you all. Thanks for stopping by.
But thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys had a fun time. Thank you all for any questions that you submitted. We do try to answer everything, even if we say something that sounds like a non-answer, like I don't know or we don't know. We do try to answer everything to the best of our abilities. We do try to find out information for you guys. We do try to bring you guys sneak previews of information. We did leave a few gems. Thank you, Cabbage, for some of the sneak previews that we got this time around. But do check...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do watch the streams. We do release information beforehand
here. And we answer your questions.
As you guys remember, for the Sheriff event, we did announce that to you guys. We also announced our Aquino Tank Fest ticket giveaway. Do go check that out. You guys can essentially go and sign up for the raffle. Super awesome, super easy. You just have to sign up, do a few button clicks, and you're totally fine.
Yeah, all we're sorry, I know it sucks for West Coast guys. Unfortunately, US is a big country and the time zones are hard to line up. We are working on some other stream content that will run a bit later in the day, so hopefully you catch and enjoy that. It's going to be a little different than our Q&A sessions here, though, but keep an eye out for that.
Yes. Anyways, I think that is it. Thank you guys for joining, and we'll see you.
No one commented on my beard
next week. No one could tell. We
It's
will
so
see
much
you guys
shorter than it was
next
on Tuesday.
week on
Bye, guys.
Tuesday. Bye, guys.